Alright, and I also really don't like the fact that we have this open void here in the back. Let's just hide this for a second. Alright, and I think we should maybe close this up, so let's do that quickly. Let's grab this piece here. Yeah, as well as the top, we'll just hide everything else. Okay, and this should be pretty easy for us to close up, so let's just do it right now. I'm just going to grab this piece here, we'll go into Edge. Let's actually delete the Turbo Smooth. Go down to Edge, we'll grab the top edge here, do a loop. Okay, and we're just going to deselect the fronts here where we straighten it out. Okay, so let's hold down Alt, deselect these edges here, so we just have from this point all the way around to that point on the other side. Okay, and it will go into the top view here. Let's shift drag this back. Okay, and we'll make planar on Y to straighten that out. We're just going to put it like just enough to get past the hole there. Okay, I'm just wondering if you should also give this piece a little bit of thickness. Yeah, let's maybe do that quick. Okay, so let's grab maybe these edges on the side here. Okay, so we're just going to grab the 3 edges on each side that we didn't extrude back, and I'm wondering if we should just do half of this. Let's just do half again. It'll be much quicker. Okay, so let's go into polygon. We're just going to delete the left half. And we'll go back to edge and we'll just do this on the right side. Alright, so these 3 edges, back into the top view. Just going to hold down shift. We're just going to extrude these out a little bit. Okay, and I don't like this polygon right here. That's really, really narrow. You can see that's kind of stretched all the way back and it looks a little weird. So let's delete that one. And we'll go back into edge here. And then we'll select this one and extrude these out. Okay, about the same distance. And we'll just weld up these 2 verts here. So let's go back to vertex, grab these 2, and open up weld. Crank that up a bit until they snap together. Hit OK. And then we'll just select this whole edge here by looping it, and we'll make planar on X. Okay, we can push this back a little bit now. We don't need it to be so far in. Maybe like that. Okay, so let's get out of edge here. We'll hide unselect it. And let's also continue this out on the front. So let's loop this edge here all the way down. Okay, we don't want it to go across like that at the bottom, so I'm just going to grab some verts here and zoom in. Just grab these verts and we'll hit Z. And then we'll go back to edge. And we'll just deselect these ones here. Okay, let's also grab these 2 down the side. Okay, so we have the entire edge all the way from the bottom to the top selected. And we'll just extrude this out the same way. Okay, well, it looks like we actually have an edge at the top there selected we don't want. This one here, so we'll just hold down Alt, deselect that one. And now let's extrude it out. Okay, so I'm going to pull that over, and to make it easier to see, let's control click vertex here. We'll zoom in really close and just line these up. Okay, and then we'll have 2 verts right there on the end. So let's just weld those. Okay, and then they'll give us a little bit of thickness on here just so we don't see through that crack around this later on. And obviously we're going to need to add some extra edges here so this will keep its shape. Okay, so we'll do that the same way as we did before. Grab an edge here and do a ring. And a connect. 1 segment, we'll slide that up to the top. Let's do maybe 98. And OK. We'll also add one along the top faces here, so let's grab an edge here and ring it. Okay, that's only going to go to this edge because we changed the edge flow there, which is fine. So let's connect this up with 1 segment and slide it down. And we'll do something like that. Okay. And we also want to add one along the side here, so let's bring this corner edge. Another connect. 1 segment, just slide that in a bit. And we also need one this way here. Okay, and that should go all the way down. And we'll just let it go right to the center like that. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so 1 more connect here. Just like that. Okay, just to help this smooth out a little bit more, let's actually see what it looks like first. Let's put the turbo smooth back on, 2 iterations, a nice line. Okay, it looks alright. We have a little bit of strange shading here, and that's just because we have long polygons again right in this section here. So let's add one more loop through here by rigging those edges, connecting it up, and we'll just slide this down a little bit, maybe like that. And we'll also add one up on top again. Okay, so I'm just going to grab these edges, another connect, right in the center, and we'll make planar on Y, and we'll just leave that like that. Okay, that should help the smoothing a little bit. Okay, alright, so nice and crisp. And let's check it out down the bottom, make sure we don't have any weird edges. Alright, we look really good there. Alright, so let's delete the turbo smooth now. Back into the top view, another symmetry, converted to double poly, another turbo smooth, 2 iterations, and ice line. Okay, so that should close up that top hole for us. Let's unhide all. Okay. Just gonna hide the door here for a second so we can see it. Okay, I think that'll be much better than what we had. Alright, and as I mentioned earlier, I think we want to add some thickness to this, just to make it a little bit thicker in the crack here. Let's grab that and hide unselect it. Okay, I'm going to delete the turbo smooth here, and let's actually cut this in half. Okay, so we're going to go grab all the polys on the left side of center again and delete them. And the reason why I'm doing that is rather than just pulling the bottom edge down to make it thicker, I want to fix this corner. As I mentioned before, I really didn't like the way the edges were flowing on this corner here. It didn't really give us any problems, but we could do a much better job than just leaving it messed up like this. Alright, so let's fix this now. So to do that, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to grab this polygon here. And I think I'll just delete a couple of these off. Let's get rid of this edge here first. Alright, so let's loop this edge here, which will go all the way around. And we'll just take that out temporarily, so control backspace that. And let's grab these polygons here. Okay, and let's do, yeah, let's maybe just do these ones here. Okay, so those 4 polygons, I'm just going to delete them temporarily. And what we're going to do here is just fix this a little bit. So let's grab this edge here, and we'll go into the front view. I'm just going to extrude this straight over to the left on the X, like that. Okay, so we have it going in on a proper angle here. And then we'll grab the next segments here, and we'll just extrude that over. Okay, so exactly the same thing here. Extrude that over in the front view on the X-axis, and then we'll have to straighten it out a little bit in the top view here. Alright, so we're just going to push this over and line it up with the edge. Okay, we need to adjust a little bit here, so we'll move it in a little bit more. Move it back a little bit more. Okay, and we also want to make sure we pull that face out a little bit here. Alright, so let's grab these verts here. I'm just going to move it in line with the rest, like that. Okay, then we'll just grab the 2 verts here and weld them. And up here we're going to need to do something here, so let's grab this vert and this vert, and we'll open up weld. You can use target weld if you want, but I'm just going to crank this up until they snap together and hit OK. Alright, that'll give us a much better corner here where this comes down. Okay, it's a little bit out of alignment here, but that really doesn't matter. You can move it forward a bit if you want, just to straighten it out. But that's a lot better than what we had. Okay, so now we need to redo the support edges. And this time we'll continue this edge down to the bottom rather than going down and over. Okay, so let's ring this edge here. Just want to make sure that goes all the way around. Another connect, slide it a little closer. And we'll add one here as well. Slide that up. Okay, so that should be good for that corner. Let's put our symmetry back on in the top view here on the X. Collapse it back down. And we'll just turbo smooth it quick to see what it looks like. Okay, we have a much better corner there. And you can see the thickness is tapering a bit from here to here, but that's completely okay. We could pull that out a little farther if we wanted to, but we really don't need to because it's pretty much hidden. Alright, so I'm just going to skip doing that, but we do want to make it thicker. Alright, so let's drop back down to the edit poly, back into vertex, grab the bottom verts here, and we'll just pull that down a bit, like that. Okay, and we'll smooth it out here, and we should be good to go on this part. Alright, so let's unhide all, and we'll just check this out. Okay, we still want to do a little bit of cleanup on the top here, so let's go into edit poly for the top piece. Alright, we really don't need to have these edges here. As you remember, we took some of them out on the back because this is straight, so we can do the same thing here. Let's go back into edge, and we're going to grab this edge all the way over to about here. Okay, we could also get this one here, it's not really doing us any good, and let's maybe leave that one. That might be where it's curving in, and I don't want to affect that curve anymore. So let's loop these 4 edges and control backspace them out. Go back into the top view here, and as you remember earlier, we kind of whacked out this corner a little bit, so it's not really even. I'm just going to fix that right now. Alright, so I'm going to loop this edge here. Make planar on X, or Y, sorry, or Z. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, and we'll just pull this over and kind of even out the spacing here on the corner. Alright, so I'm just going to move it over a little bit, like that. Same thing over on this side, grab this edge, loop, and make planar on Z. Just pull it over slightly, like that. And what the hell, let's just straighten these edges out while we're at it. On each side, so I'm just going to make those planar as well. Okay, that'll be a little bit cleaner for us. We also have a couple of end guns still, right here and right here. And I definitely don't want to just run loops down this part. I don't want to get a kind of a kink here if we do that. Let's maybe just see if we can terminate the edges over a bit to kind of get some quads in here. Again, you can kind of skip this out if you want. It's really not necessary. We don't really have any problems with the top, so I'm just going to do it for the sake, but you can probably skip it out. Okay, so what we're going to do here is maybe add a connect through these edges here. To connect it up, move one segment. Okay, and we have the vert right here that ends off in this end gun. So what we're going to do is go to vertex, go to cut, go to zoom in here. I'm going to cut from this vert here on the top, straight over and over to this vert like that. And don't worry if it's straight, we'll fix that in a second. Same thing over here, this vert right here, down and over. Okay, and then if you want to, you can just straighten these edges out like that. Okay, and then we'll just connect this up here to quad that up, and we still have the end on there, but we'll see how that looks before we fix that one. Let's do the same thing over here by connecting those 2 verts. Okay, let's smooth it out and see how it looks. Okay, I think we'll just leave the extra one over here. We could do this similar thing to get rid of the edge, but it's really not causing us any problems, so there's really no reason to spend time fixing that for the tutorial here. If you want to clean it up a little more, you can. Okay, so I'll clean up the top as well as the inside a bit more.